Hi everybody. Last class we studied civil disobedience movement, a mass movement started by Gandhiji in 1930, and we learned as a part of civil disobedience movement Gandhiji decided to violate SALT law, and we studied how Gandhiji violated the SALT law and the famous Dandi March. After that, we learned the Britishers took a repression or how they suppressed the movement started by Gandhiji. Anyway, the movement became violent and Gandhiji decided to call off civil disobedience movement. After that, we studied about Gandhi-Irwin Pact in 1931. As per the Gandhi-Irwin Pact, Gandhiji agreed to participate in the second roundtable conference. In return, the British government agreed to release all the political prisoners. So what happened? Gandhiji went to London for participating second roundtable conference, and he returned India with great disappointment. When he reached India, he saw many of the leaders, Indian leaders, were arrested. Congress declared as illegal, and many of the restrictions given in demonstration, boycott, etc. So Gandhiji decided to relaunch civil disobedience movement in 1932. Anyway children, today's topic we will learn which are the important social group participated in the civil disobedience movement, or our topic how participants saw the movement. Now we will look which are the important social group. Anyway, ma'am told in the countryside, rich peasant communities and poor peasants, they became the important participants of civil disobedience movement. So our topic which are the social groups participated in the civil disobedience movement. Social groups. Okay, so ma'am already told you in the countryside, rich peasant communities became the part of civil disobedience movement. Rich peasant community, poor peasants, big business group, working class, and women. These are the social group, important social group who became the part of civil disobedience movement or participated in the civil disobedience movement. Let us discuss one by one. First we will study why the rich peasant community became the part of civil disobedience movement. So children, in the countryside, rich peasant community like the Patidars of Gujarat, two communities name you have to study, Patidars of Gujarat and Jats of Uttar Pradesh. Patidars of Gujarat and Jats of Uttar Pradesh. These two peasant communities, rich peasants community, they became the part of civil disobedience movement. So why these people became the part of civil disobedience movement? Being the producers of commercial crop, they mainly cultivated commercial crop. Commercial crops means the crops that mainly produced for commercial purpose. So being the producers of commercial crops, they were very hard hit by the trade depression and falling prices. So ma'am already told you 1926 onwards we can see economic depression. So due to this economic depression, what happened? It was affected this big business group. Their income reduced. Okay, their income disappeared. So for them it was very difficult to pay the high revenue. Okay, the revenue fixed by the government. So what happened? These people, rich peasant community, they became the part of civil disobedience movement, and they supported civil disobedience movement. They organized their own communities to participate in the boycott programs. In this way they became the part of civil disobedience movement. For them, the fight for Swaraj was a struggle against high revenue. But they were greatly disappointed when Gandhiji called off civil disobedience movement in 1931 without revising their revenue. they were greatly disappointed. Anyway, when Gandhiji relaunched civil disobedience movement in 1932, many of the people they refused to join it. So these point you have to study. Okay. Next one, poor peasant. Why poor peasant community became the part of civil disobedience movement? Many of the poor peasants were small tenants. Many of the poor peasants were small tenants, and they cultivated in the land of landlords. They cultivated in the land of landlords, and they had to pay rent. Instead of using their land, they had to pay rent. So you know children, ma'am already told you Great Depression continued. As the Great Depression continued, their income also reduced. So what happened? They found it was difficult to pay their rent. So they mainly wanted unpaid rent to be paid by their landlords. Unpaid rent to be paid by the landlords. They started no rent campaign. In most of the places, the poor peasants, they started no rent campaign. But the Congress was unwilling to support the non-rent campaign started by the poor peasants. So the relationship between Congress and poor peasants that remained uncertain. So this point you have to study about the poor peasants, why they became the part of civil disobedience movement. Now we will look why big business classes they became the part of civil disobedience movement. Okay, so ma'am already told you when the First World War happened. The First World War started in 1914 and ended in 1918. During the First World War, Indian merchant and industrialists, they had made huge profits and they became powerful. So why during the time of First World War, Indian merchants and industrialists, they made huge profit, and why they became powerful during this time? Because you know already many British made items or foreign made items imported to India. Okay, so from Britain many items they imported. They considered India as their colony for taking raw materials and selling their item. So during the time of First World War, what happened? The import of British made item that is reduced because they were busy with war production. Okay, they want to make items, different item for war. So they were busy. Okay, in England or in Britain, they were busy with war production. So what happened? Import to India that is declined. At the same time, what happened? Indian industrialists got a chance. So their production and their profit and increased, and they became powerful at the time of First World War. So you know First World War ended in 1918, ma'am told it was ended. So after the end of First World War also, they wanted what? The big business group, they wanted to continue, they want to get continuously, they want to get that profit. But what happened? After the war, the colonial government, they restricted business activities. Again, they imposed restriction on business activities. So the Indian industrialist or big business group, they wanted protection against imported foreign goods. Lot of foreign goods is importing means you know. What about our item? So they demanded, they wanted protection from the imports of foreign goods. And for protecting their interest, they formed many organizations. Two important organizations are there that you have to study. First one, Indian Industrial and Commercial Congress. It was formed in 1920. 1920, they formed Commercial Congress. Indian Industrial and Commercial Congress. Indian Industrial and Commercial Congress. Commercial Congress. It was formed in 1920. In 1927, they formed FICCI. 1927, they formed FICCI. Okay. Federation of Indian Chamber. Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industries. That is the full form of FICCI. Federation of the Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. It was formed in 1927. So these are two organizations formed by the business group or industrialist group for protecting their interest, and they were led by two important leaders, Purushottam Das Thakur Das and G.D. Birla. These are the two important prominent industrialists who led the or who became the leaders of big business group. So once again ma'am will tell the name, Purushottam Das Thakur Das and J.D. Birla, two important prominent industrialists. They were led by these two important industrialists. Anyway, this industrialist, they supported civil disobedience movement, and they given financial assistance, and they refused to buy or they refused to sell the British made item, or they refused to buy the imported items. After the failure of second roundtable conference, ma'am told no, Gandhiji returned to India. They feared that sometime any disruption will come in the business, their disruption of business, sometime gaining influence of socialism in India, like that many fear these people had, this industrialist group had. So they feared, like that fearing they had. And already we studied Gandhiji called out civil disobedience movement in 1931 and again relaunched in 1932. Many of the industrialists, they also unwilling to join in the civil disobedience movement. So about big business group, these are the main point you have to study. Next is about industrial working class and women, that today ma'am didn't take. Next class we will study that topic. I think today's topic is clear to you. If you have any doubt, ask me. We will meet in the next class.